Okay, good morning to one and all. Today our topic is phase diagram and basic terms and definitions and fundamental relationships between these basic terms and at the end of the topic determination of index properties and also relative density. If possible, we will cover total diagrams, total items. So generally we know that soil is a composed of solid soil. This is a basic structure is like soil. This type of soil structure is available in the any place because inside this total diagram, including total diagram, is considered as soil. The round circles are there, so those are like examples of solids. Solids means solid particles. These are round shape particles are solids. In between these particles, some space is available, some gap is available. This gap is known as, in geotechnical engineering manner, it is called as voids. Okay, the voids means the space between the gap between the solid particles is known as voids. These voids may contain I will show this may here. Okay, so these are solid particles. So these are solid particles. In between solid particles, there is a gap between solid particles. So these gap between particles is known as voids. In these voids, it may contain air or it may contain water. So due to mainly due to the presence of soil nature in the atmosphere, in the ground. So in these voids, air and water is available. So one second. Okay, but whenever we compared these total solid particles and voids, combinedly constitute called as soil. Okay, combinedly called as soil. Okay, so again I will. Okay, so that is the basic definition between soil, solids, voids. So this is soil, and these in the total soil we have solid particles. In solid particles voids are available. In voids it may contain that means air or water. Okay, so like uh, this is called a this total diagram. So this is known as uh, phase diagram when we called as like this way. Okay, so soil mass consists of solid particles, water, air. Okay, so soil mass consists of solid particles, water, air. These water and air present in voids of the solid particles. In soil mass, volume of solid particles is highest. So generally if you see any soil, if you take in soil, most of the volume of volume is solid particles only. Remaining small particles, small amount of voids, that voids may be water and air. So in this phase diagram, we will consider mass of air is almost zero. All soil particles are of same size. Generally, we call particles of different size, but we are assuming that the particles are same size. And also the moisture is uniformly distributed. So we can consider like these assumptions. So this is the basic diagram. So this is total constituted we call a soil. But when we study in the geotechnical engineering, so with this diagram we will not give a clarity on how to teach topics and how to deliver items. So in this point of difficulty, so we are transfer this soil diagram into this phase diagram. Okay, this is called phase diagram. So this phase diagram is drawn on the basis of the volume and based on the only volume of the particles or air or water. So this is called as phase diagram. So this is called as phase diagram because in this soil, most of you, if you see this picture, the most of the places solid particles are available. So maximum volume is really given to solids, and less amount of water and very less amount of soil. So this is called as phase diagram. In this diagram we have three phases: solid, water, air. So that's why the soil diagram is known as three phase diagram. This is generally available in partially saturated soil. Partially saturated soil means partially some amount of air, some amount of water. So these three phase diagram is generally available in partially saturated diagram, while 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 this is another type of soil. if the soil contains totally fully water escaped by air. So total soil particles are completely filled by water. So here only solids and water. So in this diagram we will convert this phase diagram like two phases only. One phase is completely filled with solids and another phase is completely filled with water. So that's why this diagram is known as now two phase diagram. This is three phase diagram, this is two phase diagram. So generally two phase diagram is available in fully saturated soil. Here it is partially saturated. Partially means some amount of water, some amount of air. It is fully saturated, so there is no air in the soil. Next one, another type of soil, another phase diagram. Here also the phase diagram is two. Because why? It consists of solid particles. Almost all places solid particles are available, and also some voids between the gaps. Okay, it is available in the some places. It is having voids or spaces. So here solid particles are more and voids are less. So because of this, the volume of this diagram is somewhat higher to solids and somewhat lower to air. Okay, so this type of diagram is available in dry soil, purely dry soil. That means dry soil, dry condition of the soil. So this soil may be contains. Okay, so this is known as three phase diagram, two phase diagram, and two phase diagram. Okay, so three phase diagram is available in partially saturated soil, fully saturated soil for two phase diagram, and dry soil having two phase saturated soil. Another four phase diagram also available, but I will show you, but it is very in very rare condition. So that is in where it is. Okay, okay, sorry. Next four phase diagram. In four phase diagram, um, in terms of solids, water, and also snow. In where it type this type of phase diagram is available in north areas and winter areas, or like snow areas. Okay, so in part of some part of water and some part of air, air and some part of snow. So due to these four phases, we can call it as four phase diagram also. Okay, so once again I will repeat you. um, okay, if the voids are if the voids are filled with air, it is known as dry soil. If the voids are filled with water, is called saturated soil. If the voids are filled with air and water, it is known as partially saturated soil. Okay, so this is the main important topic which are discussed today. So all of you remember once again. So this is called as phase. It is a generally soil type, but in this diagram, so we are if we same in the same way, if we consider as a practice, so we will get yeah, very difficult to the analysis of the particles and the soil or any relations. So in this view, so we have solids, water, and air. So like this way we can consider as this phase soil diagram into phase diagram. So two phase or three phase or four phase. So now this is the three phase diagram. So here already we seen this. So this is a three phase diagram: solids, water, and air. So air have less volume, so this is top provided in top, and it is very less. So it is placed on the top. So one side we place it as volume, and another place another side we place as weight. Okay, so weight and volume. So based on the total volume of this is the total volume of soil. Here it is the total volume of soil. In the total volume of soil, so we have volume of solids also available. In the volume of solids, we have another the between solid particles we have voids. That means volume of voids. In between volume of voids, we have volume of air and volume of water. Okay, once again, so in any soil we have solids. In between solids we have voids. In between voids we may air or we may water. So that's why the parameters are divided into in this way. Next one weight. So this is the total weight of the soil. In total weight of the soil we have weight of solids and weight of voids also. So weight of voids, here it is missed. So weight of voids. So again weight of voids we have weight of air and weight of water. But weight of air is we consider as mass of air, or weight of air is generally zero. Okay, weight of water has some amount of weight. So this is called as three-phase diagram, and it is the relations between these parameters. Okay, so next step is, and so generally this is two-phase diagram, solids and air. So ikkada weight of air is very weight of air is 0. Next one, so this is also two-phase diagram for it is fully saturated. So two-phase diagram is available for only fully saturated soil or maybe dry soil. Okay, so voids may be replaced by air or voids may be replaced by water. Okay, so next one, we have some important definitions are available, so I will show my lecture notes. So in the first one, that is the void ratio. This is the most important definition. The void ratio. The void ratio is volume of voids to the volume of solids. Okay. So because the void ratio means voids, how many voids are available in the given soil. So it can be it can be defined as it is the ratio of void ratio can be defined as it is the ratio of volume of voids to the volume of solids. Generally it is represented in decimals, and that means 0.04 or 0.5, like this manner. Okay, so the void ratio may be very high or low. It may be ranges to 0.35 to 0.4, like in any manner. So generally the void ratio is more compared to coarse aggregates, because fine aggregates means small particles. So small particles having more voids, so more fine particles, more voids are available. So while about to coarse aggregates, large particle sizes are available, so in between large particles we have less voids. So therefore void ratio is more about fine particles or fine aggregates, when compared to coarse aggregates, void ratio is very less. So generally the void ratio is approximately above the zero value. So 100% there is um, no there is no voids between something. One second. Okay. Okay, so void ratio means the first fundamental definition is void ratio. It is the ratio of volume of voids to the volume of solids. Okay, void ratio means it is the ratio of volume of water to the volume of solids, because in any soil it is the presence of how many voids are available. We can consider this is the most parameter in while taken among all type of parameters. So why we can take void ratio is main important, discuss after porosity. So this is the void ratio, and it is expressed in decimals. Okay, next one, porosity. Porosity means n, then it represented by n. Void ratio is represented by e, where porosity means porous nature, how the soil, how much soil has porous nature. Okay, it can be defined as it is the ratio of volume of volume of voids to the volume of voids to the total volume. Okay, void ratio is only volume of voids to the only volume of solids only. Porosity related to volume of voids to the total volume. Okay, so why recently I said that void ratio is main important compared to porosity, because uh, void ratio, voids may be decrease or increase, but volume of solids is constant. So however it may, if you give any compact effort to it, may volume of solids is does not change. Okay, that changes only to the only volume of voids only. So but in porosity, volume of voids may be changes, and also the total volume of soil may be changes. So these two parameters are maybe continuously changes. So porosity is somewhat difficult to identify the classification of the soil. So void ratio is more main important compared to porosity. So it is generally expressed in percentage. Okay, the relation between void ratio and porosity can be evaluated by in this formula: volume of voids by volume of oil, total volume of soil. If it is reciprocal, then we will get volume. Total volume means volume of voids plus volume of solids. Total volume of soil. So in total volume of soil, volume of solids and volume of voids. Okay, so volume of voids. So while compared to going, so finally we get the relation between porosity and void ratio is n is equal to E by 1 plus E, and also E void ratio is E is equal to n by 1 minus 1 n. Okay, so this is known as porosity. So these are main fundamental definitions. Next one, degree of saturation. So the degree of saturation means water. Okay, saturation means water. So how much water is available in the soil. So for this example, the definition of the degree of saturation is, it is the ratio of, volume of water to the volume of voids. Last time we all discussed that the three fully saturated and saturated. So saturation means the water available in solids that is replaced by volume of voids. Okay, if the volume of voids replaced by volume of water, so the degree of saturation is related to that. It is a ratio of volume of water to the volume of voids. The range may be given to 0 to 100%. If the, for example, if the dry soil, if we take dry soil, the dry soil, the volume of water is 0. Okay, in dry soil, I'll give you an example. Okay, here is dry soil. In dry soil there is no water, so there is no water means 0. So therefore, so 0 by something 0, so therefore degree of saturation is 0. If the degree of saturation for fully saturated soil means the total volume of voids, this is the total volume of voids, the total volume of voids is fully filled up with the water. So this is in this diagram, the total voids in the soil completely filled by water. So therefore, so degree of saturation is volume of water is equal to volume of water. So therefore 1 by 1 is equal to 100. So therefore into 100 years, then we will get degree of saturation is 100 percentage. So degree of saturation is, sometimes we will get 100%, sometimes we get 0 because of its dry soil or fully saturated soil. Next one, the most important, percentage air voids. Okay, in between we to remember this formula, I will give an example. Percent means we will give percent for total. So here percent air. Okay, percentage. So the total percentage for air only. So it is the ratio of, volume of air. The percentage of air means it is the ratio of volume of air to the volume of soil. Percent means total volume. Okay, total volume. Here also volume of solids, here also volume of voids only. But percentage voids means it is total volume. So porosity also total volume, but porosity is related to only total volume of voids. Porosity only total related to volume of voids. One second, I have chart. Okay. Okay, so so చెప్తాను. Okay, percent air voids, percent air voids means Na. It is represented by letter Na. Na means percent means total volume, and air, so air content. So volume of air by total volume of soil, it is the ratio of volume of air to the volume of soil. Okay, next one, air content. So the definition itself, we have air content. So air content, it represented by letter A suffix C. So it is the ratio of volume of air to the volume of voids. It is the ratio of volume of air to the volume of voids. So it is the ranges may be depend upon 0 to 100. So because if the fully saturated soil, there is no air in the soil, so there is no soil, so therefore is 0. So 0 by something 0. Okay, if any dry soil, the total volume is occupied by air only, so volume of air by volume of air, so we will get 100 percentage of air content. Okay, okay, okay. So after water content, the last topic, water content. Water content is also known as second, very just okay. Next one, water content. So water content means water content itself, we can these all parameters are related to volume, but water content is related to weight. The water content means it is the ratio of weight of water to the weight of solids. Water content means it is related to the weight of water to the weight of solids. Generally water content is more for fine grained soil, while related to coarse grained soil, because fine grained soils have small particles. So small particles have that means uh, adhesion forces is more. So due to adhesion forces, the fine particles are attached to the water. So that's why water content is more for fine grained soils compared to coarse grained soils. Okay, once again I will repeat once again all definitions. Void ratio. The void ratio means It is the ratio of volume of water to the volume of solids. Porosity, it is related to the ratio of volume of oils to the total volume. Porosity is related to the total volume of soil, while void ratio is related to volume of solids only. Okay, next one, degree of saturation. So again I will repeating, porosity is not very important because of it, both our volumes are maybe changes in any time. So but void ratio, denominator volume of solids is constant, so void ratio is sometimes it may be fixed one, so it is taken as main important. Next one, degree of saturation. Saturation means water content. So this for the volume of water to the volume of voids. Okay. Next one, percentage air voids. So percent air void means the total. Percent means total volume. Remember the percent means total volume. So the volume of air by total volume of soil. Next one, air content. The content which is available in the soil. So that is volume of air by total volume of voids. Okay, air content is related to volume of air by volume of voids. So all of you must and should you have to remember or and keep in your mind. Okay, next one, water content. So weight of water by weight of solids. Okay, void ratio, volume of voids by volume of solid, porosity, volume of voids by total volume, degree of saturation, water related to water. Okay, next one. So this is the relations, and it is the formulas, and what is the relation between the these fundamental relations. And n is equal to e by 1 plus e is equal to n minus, while s plus e, while you if you add the s plus ac in the above formula, s plus ac. So ac means a volume of air by volume of fluids. uh, S means degree of saturation, so volume of water by volume of fluids. If you both add, so volume of air plus volume of water. So volume of air plus water, volume of water means volume of voids. Therefore, volume of voids by volume of voids is equal to 1. So therefore, S plus AC is equal to 1. So this is the relation we can get. So like this way, if we multiply with the porosity with air content, we will get the percentage air voids. Okay, percentage air voids. So like next one, volume weight relationships. These are also most important topics. Generally, we are used in many areas. While stability purpose of soils and density of soil, and also in these bulk weights are used in payments. So mostly all time we are using volume weight relationships. Also, we have mass weight relationships also available, but volume weight relationships are mostly important because some authors are used mass, some authors are used weight. So because of this, volume weight relationships are mostly used. So in this one, bulk unit weight, bulk means total weight. So the bulk unit weight means bulk means total. So it is the ratio, gamma means gamma, this is known as gamma. It is same, the definition is also the formula itself only. It is the ratio of, it is the ratio of, in above formulas, if you consider only related to volume by volume, volume by volume, volume by volume, volume by volume, while about water, weight by weight. Okay, here in all these manners we have weight by weight by weight or volume by volume. So there is no what we call there is no units, there is no units for these all type of parameters. So there is no not at all these having units, only just only decimals or numbers only. Some void ratio represented as decimals, and the remaining all parameters are approximately represented as percentage. Okay, void ratio only represented as decimals, remaining all parameters are expressed in percentage, but when we substitute in problematic, we can convert into decimals. Okay, thank you. Next one, bulk unit weight. Okay, bulk unit weight means it is the weight. Once again I am repeating you here, in all phases weight by weight or volume by volume, but in bulk unit weight, it is a bulk unit weight is the ratio of, it is the ratio of weight of total weight of this bulk means total. It is the ratio of total weight of soil to the total volume of soil. It is the ratio of total weight per unit volume of the soil. It is the ratio of total weight per unit total volume of the soil. So weight means generally we have units kilonewtons. So newtons are kilonewtons. Volume means meter cube. So therefore kilonewton per meter cube. While above water content, above water, below water. So weight, above weight, below weight. So kilonewton by kilonewton we can get cancelled. So there is no units. but bulk unit weight having weight by volume. So weight units have kilonewton and volume have meter cube. So therefore bulk unit weight is known as weight by volume. So therefore it is known as kilonewton per meter cube. Next one, dry unit weight. It is related to only dry unit weight. It is related to, generally we can call it as dry soils only. So dry unit weight, gamma D. It is represented by gamma D. It is related to the only the weight of solids only. Total weight, not total volume of the soil. It is total weight of soil. It is related to only weight of solids only. It is the ratio of total weight of solids to per unit total volume of the soil. Okay. So once again I am repeating you, bulk unit weight is the total weight of the soil. Bulk unit weight is total weight of the soil. But what about dry unit weight is only, it is related to only weight of solids. It is the ratio of weight of solids to unit total volume of the soil. So here also the units is same, kilonewton per meter cube. Next one, saturated unit weight. Saturated unit weight or saturated density, we can call it as saturated weight or saturated. Again it is also the the weight, not total weight of the soil. It is only total saturated unit weight of soil only. Okay, saturated means saturated weight of the soil. It is the ratio of, it is the ratio of saturated unit weight of soil to the unit volume of the soil. Okay, we can call it as also bulk unit weight of the soil fully saturated condition also. Saturated unit weight means it is the ratio of saturated weight of the soil to the total volume of the soil. Saturated weight of the soil to the total volume of the soil. Okay, remember once again, bulk weight means weight by volume, total weight by total volume. Dry unit weight only related to only weight of solids by total volume. Saturated unit weight related to saturated weight by total volume. Okay, about this one, another example I have submerged unit weight. Submerged means it is totally related to soil. Above the soil we have water, so this soil condition is known as submerged, and that means it is below the water. Okay, submerged means it is below water. So when we have water, we have buoyancy force acting on the particles. If you dip a bucket into the well, so automatically your weight of bucket is less because of its buoyancy force acting above, opposite to the gravitational force. So due to this, the unit weight of the soil may be changes. So that's why we have to take submerged unit weight also. So submerged unit weight, the symbol is represented by gamma sub or maybe gamma dash. So mostly we are related to gamma. In this topic or in this to the subject, I am taking only gamma dash only. Submerged unit weight means it is related to gamma dash or gamma sub. It is the ratio of, again it is the ratio of submerged unit weight by total volume of the soil. It is very easy to remember because of it's very in the definitions itself. It is very easy to understand. Bulk means total, so total weight by total volume. Dry means only solids. Dry means solids, weight of solids by total volume of soil. While about saturated, only the saturated weight of the soil to the total volume of the soil. Next one, submerged unit weight is equal to the total weight of the submerged weight of the soil to the total volume of the soil. Why we are taking this also means, why whenever the soil is presented below the water table, it causes some buoyancy force acting on the soil. So therefore the weight may be changes. So that's why we have to remove the unit weight of water also. So finally we get the this formula. So finally we get the this formula. Gamma dash is equal to the saturated weight minus unit weight of water. Okay, submerged we mostly we will kept in mind, it is gamma dash, or maybe sometimes we used gamma sub. Okay, so next one, unit weight of solids. Unit weight of solid. Here if you observe again, once again if you clearly observe, here to volume, here total volume, here total volume, here also total volume, here also total volume. Okay, in four phases we are taken as total volume, but unit weight of solid, unit weight. So for example, unit weight of cement is 1440 kgs. If you take 1 cubic meter, if you pour it in cement, then its weight is 1440 kgs. If you go any country, if any place, the unit weight of cement is same wise. If you pour 1 cubic meter box, if you poured any water, the weight may be 1000 kgs. If you go any country, the weight of the water should not change. So the weight of soil is 1000 kgs. So likewise, if a particular soil having particular weight, so in order to find out the weight of soil, so there we have to need unit weight of soil solids. So the unit weight of soil solids is weight of solids by volume of solids. It is related to weight of solids by volume of solids. So unit weight of solids is it is the ratio of weight of solids per unit volume of the solids. So it is constant for a given soil. It does not change at any place, at any time, at anywhere. It may be partially saturated condition or fully saturated condition or dry condition. Okay, thank you. Okay.